Hello guys, welcome back to Photographics Academy. Alright, so today we're going to be retouching this image live here on Photoshop using this amazing PGA action. Of course, the action will be available on our Telegram community. So if you've not yet joined our Telegram community, make sure you go to the description of this video. You will see our Telegram community link there. Click on it so that you will gain access to the action. Don't worry, by the end of the video, you would want the action. So the first thing I want to do is to remove the blemishes on the image. If you notice, we have quite a good number of blemishes on this image and we want to take care of it. So I'll go to my clean black and white layer, clear it and wait for it. So what this does is basically it takes away the colors in the image so that you can focus on the blemishes, and it's looking like this is quite too much, it's too dark. So you can open up the properties and just lift up your reds a little so that it will brighten up and you will start seeing everything clear. So this is it without the black and white. This is it with black and white. So you go to your clean layer, pick up any blemish removal tool of your choice. For now, we're using patch, and just start removing the blemishes. Okay, so most of the blemishes are gone. Let me show you the before and the after. So what we'll have now is just few colorations remaining here and there. So whatever that is remaining, we are going to fix using our frequency separation. Then we'll also be able to take care of little skin imperfections that are still remaining on the skin. So let me show you the overall before and after. This is the before, this is the after. Now it's time to do our frequency separation. I'll just go to my action and play my frequency separation action over there. Considering the fact that I want this image to lose a lot of skin textures, which is where the blemishes are, I'm going to be keeping my Gaussian blur around 4, and as well check if 4 is a good place to lose some of the skin textures. I think 4 is actually the perfect place to be, so I'll drop it somewhere around 3. Yeah, 3 will work. Press OK. Open up your groups and you have your low frequency duplicated and your high frequency duplicated. So I'll go to my low frequency, open up my mixer brush tool and start painting over the image. But before I start, I'm going to turn off my high frequency so that I will know that I'm just focusing on making the picture smooth for now. So about my settings, I have my wetness at 44 and my flow at 50, 53 actually. So the load and the mix, I leave them exactly the same way they are because they're obviously not going to do anything for me. You would also want to use a very clean brush over here and just start making motions over your image. Of course, when doing your frequency separation, you know that you don't paint your highlight into your shadow and you don't paint your shadows into your highlights. So what that means is that you paint your highlights separately, paint your shadows separately, and blend the two of them together. Just the same way we are doing over the forehead now. So you could see little thing we have done already. We have massive results on the forehead. Let me show you. This is it. Already smooth. If we turn on our high frequency now, you notice we already have a smooth image over there. So I think my wetness is too high. Bring it down a bit. Come over to the skin. or to the body rather. The same principle, paint your highlights separately, paint your shadows separately, then blend them together with the mid-tone. All right, come back to this side, paint carefully. Okay, so let's open up our high frequency and see what we've done so far. So this is the before, this is the after, this is the before, this is the after. So you notice that most of the blemishes are already gone, rather. Now, how did we do it? Very, very simple. Let me explain. So if you notice, when we started, we left our Gaussian blur at 3. So that allowed us to have a lot of details, even when we turn off our high frequency. Let me turn off our high frequency so that you see what I'm talking about. Oh, already painted. Okay, so that won't be able to show you what I'm trying to say. But the idea is this: when you are doing your Gaussian blur, the higher the number of your Gaussian blur, the more detailed you get at the end of the day, the more details your image will have. And because of that, your blemishes are in the texture. So if you protect your blemishes by blurring them out, at the end of the day, you will have them in your picture. So what I did was I didn't protect them, so that in my frequency separation, all of them will disappear. And that was exactly how we were able to get rid of 80% of all of them. If you go close, you will notice just very, very little freckles here and there, which we can use our clone stamp now to fix. And we'll still have amazing skin texture in the image. So all these tiny, tiny freckles here, we'll now use our clone stamp to fix it. So just take out your time and fix the tiny, tiny skin textures. Okay, temporarily. All right, so once you are done, it's time to do our dodging and burning. This is the before, this is the after. So our dodge and burn is going to help us even bring back tiny, tiny lightnings that we have lost, the dimensions that I have lost in the image. So I'm going to run my dodge and burn layer, or dodge and burn action rather. Then as well turn on my dodge and burn check layer so that I can be able to see exactly where I'm painting per time. So you can turn off your frequency separation so that you can see the lightning originally the way it is on the image. So I'll be keeping my brush at somewhere around 4. Now, when you're using this particular check layer, you should know that the dark areas are the highlight because it's an inverted check layer. So the dark areas are the highlights and the bright areas are the shadows. So with this in mind, it means as I clicked on my dodge now, I'm going to be dodging these areas, which is I'm going to be making all these areas that are already looking dark to be even more darker. That will give us even a more, brighter skin tones in those areas. This area. I think I'm going to burn this area as well immediately, so that gives us that beautiful skin glow. All right, look at the hair. I think I want to put some glow in the hair. So just make this area more darker. Okay, so we move over to the bun, take it back to 4 because of the skin. Then we'll start painting on the highlights, the areas that are looking bright. At the end of the day, it will look dark because it's an inverted check layer. You always need to have that in mind. Look at the eye area, the nose, and this area, the cheek, the jaw, all of those areas needs to be painted. Lighten this place up. Okay, so for the hair, you as well take it up and brighten the hair, especially these areas around the highlight, because that's the area we'll get the dimension we are looking for. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is the lips. So I'm already on my bond. I'll just paint over the bright areas. Make my lip line very, very accentuated and strong. Then pick up my highlights over this area. Okay, so if we turn up our check layer now, you will notice we've done quite a good number of jobs. This is the before. Let me group the two dodge and bonds together so you can see clearly. This is the before, this is the after, this is the before, this is the after. So you see that we've been able to accentuate the, the profile of the image. Now, if we turn on our frequency separation, we have a very beautiful image. The before, the after, the before, the after. So now what we need to do is to properly blend it. So I'm noticing the bond over here is slightly too much. So I'm going to reduce it. Just bring it down a little bit. Very good. Do the same thing over here. And we are good to go. So the next thing I want to do is a technique you probably have not used before. What I'm going to use it to do is to bring everything we have done together before we do our color grading. So I'll open up my frequency separation, go to my low frequency, go to filter, all the way down to photo toolbox, then go to my skin finer. So once within your skin finer, you notice that the orange skin is already selected. So I'll just increase the amount of smoothing, increase the amount of fine, and also increase the amount of skin imperfection. Just a little touch to soften things up and press OK. Let me show you the effect. This is it without the skin finer. This is it with the skin finer. So the idea is to make it look soft, make it look very, very soft, and we have achieved that. Now, the next thing to do is to apply color grading on the image. So I wouldn't want her skin to be overly red. I want her to, tilt towards a darker brown tone, but not without red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my selective color and just push the image, towards a cooler tone, but not red. Yes, I love this. This is it, the before, the after. So very tiny change, but we're already having great results. So I'll go to my color balance and do the same thing. All right. So let me match the two of them together so you see the effects, the before, the after. So we'll have a more reddish tone on the image. So I think my color balance should be brought down a little bit. Very good. Now the next thing to do is to apply my hex code. So we're going to be using our hex code. If you don't know how to use hex code, you are going to be learning it now. So I'm going to create a stamp visible layer and I'm going to bring in my hex code. So this is called an hex, or a hex code, rather. This is called a hex code. What it means is that with any of this code we have here, we can pick it, use our solid color, and recreate the skin tone. And this is the skin tone I want to recreate on that image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my solid color. Then I'm going to hide it, open it up again, and now click on it so that the hex code we have on it will appear down here. Press Ctrl C, press OK, then load up your solid color over the image, Ctrl V, press OK, change the blend mode to color. Change it to color, press OK, hide it, make a duplicate of your layer 1, which is your main layer. Then go to any selection tool and select subject. So once your subject is selected, right click, go to select inverse, press Ctrl J, or rather, instead of going to select inverse, just press Ctrl J straight up. So what it's going to do is it's going to cut off your object and put her on a separate layer for you. But you want the thing to just affect her skin. So I'm going to create a mask for her, go to select color range, and use my color range to just select her skin tone. So this is going to allow me to avoid even the color entering her hair, or even going into her eyes, or some places that we do not want it. Then press OK. Use the mask to replace the mask of a solid color. Now we have it just on her skin. Of course, you need to bring it down and use your brush to paint it into places that is not touching. This is like here. Remove it from the marks. Okay, so we need to bring down the opacity. This is obviously very common. Keep it somewhere around here. And you can even make a duplicate and change the second one to soft light, just to make the skin, come out and have those beautiful glows you see on your image. So I feel like I should, push up the highlights on the picture to make it stand out. Few ways we can do it is to first of all create a contrast for our image using our curves, writing it up a little. Change the blend mode to luminosity so it doesn't affect the color. Then create another curves layer and brighten it up like this. Press Ctrl I. Use your brush, or rather, instead of pressing Ctrl I, just double click on it. Your blending will open up. Remove it from the shadows and have it just on your highlight like this. Make sure you soften it out like that. You get those beautiful glows on her skin, but we do not want it on the background, so I'm going to remove it from the background. Just print it out. Of course, we are coming to the background. We need to even make the background a bit saturated and all of that. So you see the way the skin is now glowing, giving her some extra glows on her skin. Now let's get to the background. I need the background to be, very saturated as an orange background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload this selection we have here. Okay, I think we've lost that. So I'm going to create another stamp visible layer. Select the subject region. This time around, select inverse, then cut it out. Now I can go to my hue and saturation, clip it to the background, and just saturate it up because I need it to be a very beautiful glowing orange color. Look at that. So this is the before, this is the after. Very beautiful glowing colors. I feel the image is slightly dark, so I'm going to brighten her up a little bit. Just a little bit. Change the blend mode to luminosity, always, to keep your colors intact. Press Ctrl I, pick up your brush and just paint it into her skin. Just like this. Because that is where we need the brightness. And practically we are done. So the last thing we need to apply on this image now is our done for you. So the reason I always apply my done for you towards the end of the image is to make sure it brings everything I have done together, especially if the highlight are, standing out too much. Dot and bone is not so blending into the skin like that. So I'll create a stamp visible layer, match everything up together, then go back to my action. I'm going to collapse this, go into my done for you, and play it over the image. So I'll be keeping it somewhere around 3, the same place to get our sequence separation, and press play. Beautiful. Of course, this is too much. We need to bring it down. Nice one. But this is the final result. Yeah. Okay, so let me show you the overall before and after of everything we have done. So I'll create a snapshot over here, go all the way to the top. So this was the image when we got started, and this is the result. This is the before, this is the after, this is the before, this is the after. Thank you so much for watching this amazing video. Do make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you subscribe, turn on your notification bell to get notified every single time we'll drop a new video. Like I said initially, if you want this action, go to the description of the video. You will see our Telegram link there. Click on it so that you get access to the action. See you on the next one.